In this video, we are going to shift tangent around and make our translation a little more complicated than just an amplitude, quote-unquote amplitude. Stretching factor is what our curriculum is calling it. A stretching factor, but now we're going to add left and right shifts and up and down shifts. So let's take a look. This form should look familiar. I'm going to write it out a different way that I preferred it. A times tangent of, and then our book would do this, x minus c over b. We want it in that form, right? Because then this is going to be our shift. That's the form I want it in. Okay, so let's take a look at graphing here. It's not in the right form, so I'm going to rewrite it and put it in the right form. I really want that number in front of x. If you take a look back up here, we really want just it to be an x inside. So when I factor it out, I'm just going to take whatever the coefficient is and factor it out. Okay, and that tells me that this has to be a 1. Okay, so I'm going to write down a few things. We have that this shifts left 1 and down 1. That came from this being left, right, and that being down. We know also that b is pi. So if b is pi, then our period is going to be pi divided by b. Pi divided by pi is 1. So we have the period. And then we have our A. A is 2. And they called it stretching factor. I've been calling amplitude. And then the negative will flip vertically. Okay. And then vertically. All right. So first, we're used to it. We know that the whole thing is going to move left 1. So I'm going to do that first and find my new 0. Because usually, remember, the function would be just like this. Don't write that down. But now it's moved over 1. So left 1 would be this way. So we're right here. Right? And then we're left 1. And then it's going to be down 1. So I'm going to take that and put it right here. So there is my actual beginning, my tangent at the very middle. My period is a 1. So I can see that that is going to be here. Make that a dotted line. So there's my first asymptote. There's my second asymptote. All right, and we are going to now, we see, okay, so let's highlight what we've used. Okay, I did this. I moved it over a full 1. We went down 1. I moved that. We used that the period was 1. That's why I have it across 1. And then we have to use this A is 2 and flip vertically. Okay, so I know that the A is 2, so I go halfway between. Okay, that's right there and right there. Halfway between. And then I know that it's got to go up 2. And down 2 in each direction, but I need to flip it vertically. So normally it looks like that. So that means I'm going to go up 2 here. Let's do this, the actual graph in a different color. So there we go. Up 2, and then the other way, I'm going to go down 2 from that point. So we get something like this. Right? And we just used that thing as a reference. Okay, so then I'm going to take that exact graph. And we would draw it again. Right there. And then that thing would keep repeating. It says do 1 period, but I'm just going to write them all in. So that is our tangent. The reason it looks that way, decreasing, is because our beginning number was a negative number there. And that made it us flip vertically. Our stretching factor just made us go over halfway of each side, and we went up by that many. We went up 2 in each direction.